Manchester United are reportedly weighing up the prospect of bringing back their iconic goalkeeper, David de Gea, during the ongoing summer transfer window. The idea of a sensational return has gathered momentum in recent weeks, with whispers emerging from Old Trafford corridors suggesting that the Spaniard could once again don the famous red shirt. According to reports from ggmu, the club hierarchy have already made discreet inquiries and even held private discussions with Fiorentina, De Gea's current employers. United are said to be exploring their options carefully, conscious of the fact that the goalkeeping department remains one of the weakest links in Rubenamorim's squad. As things stand, United rely on two senior shot-stoppers, Andre Onana and Altay Bayindir. Onana, who arrived from Inter Milan last summer with great expectations, has endured a difficult spell at the Theatre of Dreams. Not only has his form been erratic, but a niggling injury during pre-season further undermined his momentum heading into the new campaign. Bayindir, meanwhile, has failed to seize his rare opportunities. The Turkish international was handed a starting berth in United's Premier League opener against Arsenal on Sunday, the 17th of August, 2025. It was a golden chance for him to prove his worth, but instead he produced a costly mistake that directly contributed to a 0-1 defeat at Old Trafford. That result is said to have left Amorim visibly frustrated. According to Spanish outlet Fitches, the Portuguese manager is already considering drastic changes in the goalkeeping area before the window shuts. For all the work Amorim has done to stabilize the squad, he knows he cannot afford uncertainty between the sticks if United are to compete seriously this season. In light of this, the name David de Gea has re-emerged on the radar. The 34-year-old is not just a familiar face but a bona fide club legend. Sources close to the situation suggest United have been impressed by De Gea's hunger and determination during his time in Serie A, where he joined Fiorentina last summer. It is worth remembering that De Gea's Old Trafford exit in 2023 was far from ideal. After 12 years of loyal service, his contract was allowed to run down, and the club ultimately withdrew their offer of renewal. Many supporters felt the manner of his departure was unceremonious for a player of his stature, leading to lingering frustration within the fanbase. 2 years on, however, the Spaniard has shown that he still has much to give. His performances in Florence have been met with admiration, and he recently returned to Old Trafford as an opponent during a pre-season friendly on the 9th of August. On that occasion, De Gea turned in a solid display that left many in Manchester pining for his presence once more. United's recruitment team reportedly view the situation as an opportunity. According to ggmu, there exists a release clause in De Gea's Fiorentina contract that could allow him to leave for a relatively modest fee. In an inflated transfer market, such a clause represents a rare bargain, particularly for a player with proven Premier League pedigree. From a footballing perspective, the move would make sense. De Gea remains a supremely experienced figure, boasting 190 clean sheets across 545 appearances for United in all competitions. Few goalkeepers in modern club history have come close to matching his longevity or consistency, and his reflex saves remain etched into the collective memory of United supporters. Beyond the statistics, De Gea also symbolizes a bridge to United's more successful years in the 2010s. During his time at the club, he collected a Premier League crown, a Europa League trophy, an FA Cup, and 2 League Cups. For a fanbase that craves a return to glory, his presence would not only shore up the defense but also bring back a sense of familiarity and pride. Naturally, there are questions about whether the move would be a step forward or backward. Amorim, appointed to usher in a new era at United, has so far been tasked with modernizing the squad. Bringing back De Gea might be seen by some as a nostalgic choice rather than a progressive one. Yet in football, pragmatism often trumps ideals, especially when results are at stake. Manchester United are reportedly taking a keen interest in Brentford captain Nathan Collins, whose assured performances at the heart of the Bees' defence last season did not go unnoticed. According to the Daily Mail, the Old Trafford hierarchy are seriously weighing up a move for the Republic of Ireland international, who at just 24 has already established himself as one of the most reliable centre-halves in the division. Collins, who joined Brentford from Wolverhampton Wanderers in 2023, distinguished himself further by becoming the only outfield player to complete every single Premier League fixture throughout the 2024-25 campaign, a feat which has enhanced his reputation as a durable and dependable presence. United's growing admiration for Collins comes at a moment of transition for the club. The past campaign was one of the most disappointing in living memory, yielding the lowest league finish of the Premier League era and condemning the Red Devils to a season without European football. It is now rubenamorim's task to steady the ship and craft a squad that reflects his vision. The Portuguese manager has been backed in the transfer market with some eye-catching additions, most notably Slovenian striker Benjamin Eko, whose goals are expected to ease the burden in attack, alongside Brian Bumo and Mateus Cunha, who are seen as supporting pillars of Amorim's new-look frontline. Even so, United's pursuit of Collins is unlikely to be straightforward. Financial restrictions and the need to streamline the squad mean that sales are a prerequisite before any defensive reinforcements can arrive. Jadon Sancho is understood to be among those most likely to depart, with his exit potentially paving the way for new investment. Yet convincing Brentford to part with their captain will be no easy task. The London club have already endured the departure of several key figures this summer, and Thomas Frank is determined not to lose his defensive linchpin without a fight. Should United succeed, however, Collins would bring much-needed stability to a back line that looked fragile throughout last season and has already shown early signs of vulnerability this term.